Listen, are you ready?
Well. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael.
Ladies and gentlemen, how many days are we away from Dying Light 2 hitting the store shelves? 2019 days? Dying Light 2 is right around the corner nonetheless, and I'll tell you what, folks, it's so incredibly sad to see what is happening with Dying Light 2, and it is so incredibly sad to see that the fanboys are still brainwashed into thinking that I'm somehow the bad guy here. Okay, I am trying to help the gamer. I'm literally out here in 22-degree Fahrenheit weather, okay? That basically reflects back to like -1 Celsius if I did my math correctly. In fact, it might be worse than that. But it is cold out here, okay? Ain't no normal human being going to come out here and pretend to care about a game that he doesn't care about. I care about Dying Light 2. I want Dying Light 2 to succeed. Right now, what we are concerned about, well, there's a lot of things that we're concerned about, but we are going to hone in on some new discoveries here today, so you got to get them in here. Guys, I have done the research, okay, and they sit there and they say, oh, Michael, you ain't nothing but a clown. You got no evidence to support your theories. Well, look, here today we got some new discoveries that no one else has found because I went back and I looked for myself, and I'm telling you right here and right now, the cracks are very well indeed starting to show. So if you are buying Dying Light 2 on console or a low-spec PC, man, I wouldn't be pre-ordering. They haven't given you a reason to pre-order. The game went gold November, 30th, 2021, right around that time frame, and they have nothing to show. I mean, absolutely nothing to show for. And I cannot believe some people are satisfied. I cannot believe some people are coming out of the woodwork and saying, oh my God, Michael, they showed us console gameplay. Oh my God, Michael, you're just being so impatient. Oh my God, Michael, it's not an oh my God, Michael moment. What it is it's an oh my God, Techland moment. What are we doing? You know, this is a carbon copy of Cyberpunk 2077. It is a carbon copy of Cyberpunk 2077. I'm so sick of the lies. I'm so sick of them telling you what you want to hear, and that's how they know you're not going to budge. That's how they know you're going to stay put, because if they continue to tell you what you want to hear, you're not going to move anywhere. And they don't want you to cancel that pre-order, okay? I'm not telling you to cancel your pre-order. I'm not telling you to cancel the pre-order. I'm not telling you to pre-order the game, right? I'm not telling you to cancel it or pre-order the game. What I'm trying to share with you here is the realities that we have found, okay? Now, you might not agree with these realities, and that's okay. I don't want to agree with these realities, and I hope that I am still wrong. But I have found discoveries that no one has found, okay? I have looked through the gameplay. Believe me, I've looked through the gameplay. I've sifted through that gameplay. And I'm telling you right here and right now, folks, this is the reality of the situation. You can't say that I don't care. You can't say that I'm a clown. I got to remember to move out here because we got to get blood circulating. Guys, this is the reality of the situation. It is 22 degrees Fahrenheit out here. Quite clearly, I care about Dying Light 2. And it seems like some of these fans really don't care about Dying Light 2, and that's so incredibly sad because I'm out here when no one else wants to be out here, given that hard, unmitigated reality check. So we're going to get some more people in here before we get started. Let's go ahead and open up the lines before we get started. Folks, we got a lot to unpack here today. I got about 7 tabs open. Okay, we got 7 tabs ready, and we're going to try and do this sooner rather than later because last time the computer literally froze, okay? I'm surprised she's still alive and working, but last time the computer froze because it was too cold out here. And eventually if the computer gets too cold, the show might literally just shut down. So we don't know when that time is coming, but I'm telling you right here and right now, it's colder than it was yesterday. Luckily, the sun's out, but I'll tell you what, folks, you need to understand that we are out here because we care, and I'm not the bad guy. I'm not the clown. I'm not the stupid idiot. I'm not the hater. I care about Dying Light too, okay? That is what you need to understand. Let's go ahead and kick the pre-show off right here, 818-284-4568. That's the number to call in. I'm not the big piece of shit that they make me out to be. I'm just here for the gamers. I'm the voice of the voiceless. 818-284-4568. You can call in or you can kiss my foot. We got Brain Damage calling in. Hello, you're on the air.
Broken record.
Tell me something I didn't know because you're a loser. That I know and that I can tell you. We're going to block this guy because I'm tired of hearing his voice, to be totally frank. He's just been... He offers nothing to the conversation, and it's so incredibly sad how these people just continue to come in here and say nothing. Hello, you're on the air. 818-284-4568. 818-284-4568. Hello, you're on the air. You know, let me tell you this right here, right now. The Beatles literally had better technology in 1968. So why are you calling in from a 240p telephone?
I'm using the microphone.
All righty. See you later. You know, I mean, honestly, it's ridiculous. Hello, you're on the air.
It's frozen.
All right. The Beatles had literally better technology in 1968. Hello, you're on the air. That is a fact. That's not my opinion. Hello, you're on the air.
So when is Dying Light 2 being released?
February 4th, 2022.
And why do you think they opted Cyberpunk on the PS4?
Well, we're going to move the wheels on you because you have nothing to say. If you have nothing to say, maybe don't call in. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Michael. How you doing today, brother?
Well, not so far.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah, we're out here.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Yeah.
So, as someone who was not a big fan of the first game, I won't say I was a hater. I won't say I hated it, but I certainly didn't love it. It is Techland's job to convince me to buy their new product, to invest in the Techland hype, you know, to play Dying Light 2 and give a fair assessment.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to do that with 20 seconds and 11 cuts of fucking real gameplay?
Well, most people are, you know, believe it or not, most people are actually satisfied with that, and they don't need more. So that's the problem with gaming today. These gamers do not demand quality. They don't care about quality. They don't question the quality of the food. They line up to that buffet as long as the billboard is brand new and shiny, and they say, holy shit, I am ready to sit down and consume. And as soon as you start questioning the food, they kick your ass out. You know, it's so wrong as a society that when we start questioning things, they say, holy shit, this guy's a weirdo. Like, bro, I'm just asking for transparency about this game. It's not me being impatient. I know more gameplay is coming, but when I pull the curtain back here today, as we wait for more people to pile in here, I'm going to show you some things that just seem a little off with this gameplay that supposedly was captured on base PS4, and I'm starting to not believe that as we continue to move forward.
Yeah, and you know, man, it's just with Techland, I feel like they have so much to lose, and they don't want to lose that hype. They don't want to show you the gameplay from the original fucking consoles. Yep. And you want to know what this is? Yep. I'm going to tell you what it is.
Yep.
And people don't want to accept this.
Yep.
A lot of people on your channel are probably going to be angry. They are raging a war on last-gen gamers, and we're being ostracized by the industry. And guess what? I'm a long-haul gamer. I've been with this industry since Crash Bandicoot and Halo came out. Genre-defining games. Now we are begging for morsels of gameplay from pathetic Dying Light. We are getting to the point, Michael, in gaming, where they are now trying to shove NFTs in games.
Yeah, I know.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if you have to pay to see gameplay previews in the next 5 years.
Yeah, it's going to get way worse. It's going to get way worse than where it is right now. That I know, that I can tell you. Hell yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate you. We got to continue to move forward because we don't have much time out here. This computer could freeze at any moment. Hello, you're on the air. We're going to jump right into it. You got to continue sharing the stream and get people in here because today numbers are not great, but it is what it is. Hello, you're on the air.
Thank you, Michael. I want to show love to the stream. I want to say real quick here for a topic of discussion. What do you think about this here? Do you think on a larger, more general scale, people are so willing to accept things like, you know, what happened with CD Projekt Red and what's happening now with Dying Light, because there's a more deeper kind of sickness within the culture, a spiritual illness, if you might say? What is going on deeper in the culture that allows people to be so willing to accept shit?
Well, it's just a harsh reality pill that I give people, and they don't want to accept it. And that's really what it boils down to. I show them the horse pill, they're like, "Holy shit, you want me to swallow that? I'll pass." And that's the reality. It's just I'm telling them I'm showing them what they don't want to hear or see, and as such, they dismiss it. It's as simple as that.
Truth tellers are hated.
Yeah. Well, they hated Jesus because he told the truth.
Big deep, man. Dude.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you. We're gonna move the wheels. Hello, you're on the air. Last caller before we get started here. Last caller before we get started here. Last caller before we get started here. Hello, you're on the air.
I'm on. Okay, so what are your thoughts on NFTs?
Well, we're not talking about NFTs right now, but go ahead.
I think they're pretty dumb because they're like $1 just for a photo. It really doesn't make sense. Okay, so a monkey can be sold.
Alrighty. We're gonna move the wheels. We're not discussing NFTs. Okay, you got to follow along, otherwise you're done. Got to get you off the air. It's 22 degrees out here. It's literally 10 degrees lower than the freezing temperature. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Michael, did you pre-order Dying Light?
No, I haven't. But I would love to, just to piss off these people that think I'm a hater. Because if I were a hater, why would I waste my money on Dying Light 2? I'm not getting it for free. I didn't request a copy because I already know they're going to say no. So no, I haven't. But I might have to, regardless of whether or not I want to, because I probably am going to have to cover the game in some capacity. So definitely stay tuned. We're going to find the mouse here. We're going to close the lines down. Thanks for calling in, and we're going to go ahead and get started, folks. Dying Light 2 is sinking fast, and the bitter lie of Dying Light 2 certainly does make me sick, folks. So let's go ahead and jump right into what we have for you here today. Now, again, I have scoured the gameplay footage, and I haven't looked at everything, but I found enough to look at this and say, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So let's jump over here, and I'll tell you what, folks. This is the reality of the situation. We've got about 7 or 8 tabs open. Let's go to the correct one, and hopefully we can find the correct one. Maybe we don't have it here today. So what I did was I went on the Games Radar article, okay? Because I have some questions about the Games Radar article. I don't think I'm going to get any answers because, well, you start questioning things and they say, we're not interested. It's just how it is. I don't know why this industry is like this, but I asked the author of the article. He mentioned that he had 30 minutes with Dying Light 2 on PS4, but he didn't specify if he was playing it on base PS4 or PS4 Pro. I'm awaiting word back. I'm not going to get word back. I know how this goes. Some people just have egos. I'm not saying that guy does, but, usually they just don't get back to you. So let's go over here. Okay, this is the discovery that we have had made, okay? And it's an incredibly sad discovery. So, Techland, there's nothing to hide. Check the console gameplay out. That's basically what they're saying, right? Like, hey, guys, there's nothing to hide. Okay, and then this is what I found. Behold 20 seconds of PlayStation 4 footage featuring 11 cuts and showcasing the same exact scenes as previously shown on PC. Let's full screen this, folks. Look at this. This is a new discovery. They are reusing what they have previously shown on PC. And I am starting to believe that this is not actual base PS4 footage. Holy shit, finally someone
Anchor
coming
Baby's
through.
New show donated $5 through Super
My
Chat.
God.
Christ is king, Mackle is prince.
Yeah, we're
Thanks
out
for
here.
taking my call.
Hell yeah, bro. We appreciate that. We appreciate the support. Hard times out here. They want to support people that don't give content, that don't put on a show. You got to kiss ass in this world, and that's what I know. And I'm not kissing ass, so they don't like me. That's how it works. That is how it works. And I'm telling you, folks, this is ridiculous, okay? Because I am not convinced that this is PlayStation 4 footage. I am just not convinced that this is PlayStation 4 footage. I'm not convinced, and I have other things to show in regards to that. But you look at this here and you start wondering, why did they reuse scenes that were already shown on PC? They wasted time. They've continued to show us similar things that we've already seen before. We've already seen this running on PC, these scenes. And now they're showing it again, apparently on base PS4, which I don't believe. So it's stupid because they had 20 seconds to say, here you go. That was the first impression. It's not about what's coming later this month. Because granted, if what comes later this month is fantastic and it's a 25-minute comparison between every goddamn console under the sun, then I will praise them and I will say, holy shit, I really went down the wrong road and I was ultimately wrong. But right now, that's not the case.
Chaz UBCS donated $4.99 through Super
Holy
Chat.
shit.
I'm watching Thunderheart right now with Val Kilmer.
I don't care.
In case you didn't know,
I
Val
don't
Kilmer
care.
was super hot
I
in
do
his
not
prime.
care.
Dying
I do
Light
not
2
care.
is not super hot. Triangular flag on
It
post.
is too cold out here for you to share your personal story about how you got fired at McDonald's. I do not care. We are talking exclusively about Dying Light 2 here today. Nonetheless, we appreciate the support. But if you're going to waste my time out here in 22-degree Fahrenheit weather, you can kiss my ass because I'd love to see you here on this motherfucking bench doing this show. You wouldn't do it because no one's insane enough to come out here in this fucking dangerous weather to put on a show for you. It ain't going to happen anywhere else.
PS5 fanboy donated 20 Swedish krona through Super Chat.
The fucking drink.
It's over. Don't you dare pre-order this game, Mackle.
It's becoming icicles. It's over. Okay? We're going to go to the next one right here. That I know that I could tell you. And I'll tell you what, folks, it's just getting started here. So let's go to the next Twitter tab here. Now, this is the Dying Light 2 lead designer. Okay? The Dying Light 2 lead designer. And he's responding to a tweet and it says, sounds like y'all hiding that console gameplay for as long as possible. Month is halfway over and the game drops in 3 more weeks. Not a good sign.
Anchor Baby's new show donated $25 through Super Chat.
Holy shit, let's go.
Throwing more on it.
That's what we're
Make
talking
them
about.
mad.
Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate that. Really coming through really hard and really strong with the Bruce Wayne Bucks. $25 on the table, supporting the show in a way that makes sense in the face of adversity. Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate that. And again, we're trying to lock in here. We got this tweet right here. Sounds like y'all hiding that console gameplay for as long as possible. Month is halfway over and the game drops in 3 more weeks. Not a good sign.
Skatrick 1 donated $15 through Super
Holy
Chat.
shit, Skatrick coming
Use
through.
this for your Dying Light 2 funds.
Yeah, we're going to
I
have
will
to.
wait for reviews and buy Horizon. It will probably be a massive...
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, at least Horizon's going to run a lot better than Dying Light 2. I can tell you that. Come on, man. You know, Horizon's going to run a lot better than Dying Light 2. It's Sony first party, right? They can't fuck that up. Otherwise, that'd be an embarrassment upon many embarrassments. So let's reread this again because you guys are liking to disrupt the show. You had plenty of time to donate, but now you don't want to donate. Well, now you do want to donate. Sounds like y'all hiding that console gameplay for as long as possible. Month halfway over, and the game drops in 3 more weeks. Not a good sign. Okay, the lead designer of Dying Light 2 replies, don't worry, there's nothing to hide. Okay, don't worry, there's nothing to hide, although we only released 20 seconds of gameplay. And within that 20 seconds of gameplay, we showed you footage that was already shown off on PC, and there were 11 cuts within the gameplay. So how is there nothing to hide when, first of all, that's the case. And second of all, they did not show off Xbox One, base Xbox One gameplay. I don't even know if I'm convinced fully if they actually showed off base PS4 footage. It seems like a far cry at this point. But nonetheless, this is what the lead designer of Dying Light 2 has to say. Don't worry, there's nothing to hide. If you followed our previews from November, you probably know that we let media and influencers play this PS4 preview build for as much as they liked. Okay, here's what he doesn't tell you. They played the PS4 Pro. Oh, yeah. They played the PS4 Pro. See, I don't know what's Techland's problem, but when they generalize PlayStation 4 like that, they don't expect people to kind of bark in terms of like, okay, we need more specifics. You can't just say PlayStation 4 and then not label which PlayStation 4 you're capturing this on. You know, because that is how you spread the deceit among consumers. If it's PlayStation 4 Pro footage, well, then that's fantastic. But you have to tell people that it's PlayStation 4. So I think this guy's lying. Because based off of the evidence that's all on the internet, Game Informer, they weren't able to test out the base PS4 version. They were able to test out the base PS4, the PS4 Pro rather. They weren't able to test out the base PS4. They were able to test out the PS4 Pro version. So we're generalizing the term PlayStation 4, when in reality what they, I think, mean is PlayStation 4 Pro. And I replied to him, of course, I didn't get a response because I'm the bad guy for asking questions. It's just how it is in this industry. But he replies to other people. It's so funny. If there's nothing to hide, why base PS4, why base Xbox One, it's cold out here, guys, I'm losing my train of thought. Why base Xbox One footage omitted from the teaser today, and according to Game Informer, they were unable to demo the game on base PS4 and Xbox One back in November. Why not state PS4 Pro instead of PS4? Why the lack of transparency? And here's the evidence right here from the Game Informer article. Unfortunately, I was unable to experience the game on a base PS4 or Xbox One, so I can't speak to how well the game runs on the standard versions of the last gen consoles. Yet the lead designer is saying there's nothing to hide, and he's saying that everyone played PS4, back at the media event last month. Okay, yeah, well, you're talking about PS4 Pro, and I'll tell you, mister, there's a difference, okay? And you don't want people to, remember that there's a difference between base PS4 and PlayStation 4 Pro. And this is what pisses me off. There's no transparency with any of this. There's nothing. You ask questions, you don't get answers. You ask questions, you don't get answers. You're left in the dark. They have your money, but they don't want to answer a simple question. They don't want to clarify something. Why? They want your pre-order. That's what they'll tell you. Now, here's why I'm very skeptical of this footage right here. Here's why I'm very skeptical of this base PS4 footage. It runs too smooth. Okay, I'm not a dummy. I'm not a game engineer or a game dev, though. But I'm also not a dummy, okay? And here's the kicker, okay? And I need you guys to lock in, because I'll tell you what, this is a big one, okay? It runs way too smooth on base PS4. So much so that last month, back in December, episode 5 of Dying to Know, let's full screen this. I'm going to make sure we're at 60 frames, and I'm telling you, look at this footage. Now, this was presumably on a PC. It's not 60 frames on PC. I don't know if you could tell, but you can look it up for yourself. It is incredibly bad looking in terms of frame rate. Now, we know the PC version can obviously hit 60 depending on your hardware, okay? But if you mean to tell me that the 5th episode of Dying to Know has worse looking footage in terms of performance than base PS4 from 2013, guys, none of this is adding up. None of this is adding up. I would love to believe Techland, but I think at the very least what we saw here was PlayStation 4 Pro footage. And I'm not saying there's a night and day difference between PS4 and PS4 Pro. There's not. But what there is a difference. And that difference is being put on the back burner. It's being shoved to the back burner because they want you to forget about there being a difference between both platforms. So when they generalize PlayStation 4, what they mean essentially, from my gatherings, is PlayStation 4 Pro. Because from my understanding, and I've tried to do the research, I've done the Google, I've done this, that, and the third, okay? No one had, at least back in November, hands-on time with the base PS4 version of Dying Light 2. Now, people did have hands-on time with the PS4 Pro version, okay? Because, again, Game Informer lists it right here. They were not able to experience the game on base PS4 or Xbox One. Now, we need some clarification over here from the Games Radar guy, because in his article, which I'm going to click on right here and right now, what it says is, again, they're generalizing PlayStation 4, that terminology. When you say PlayStation 4, what does that mean? There are 3 models of PlayStation 4. There's the base model, there's the slim model, there's the Pro model. If you played it on PlayStation 4 Pro, you need to be transparent about that. If you play this on base PS4, then you need to make that very clear. Because right now, this whole situation is cloudy. And luckily, it's not cloudy out here today as we're streaming in 22-degree Fahrenheit weather. We appreciate the people that came through. I'm trying to lock in here. And I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to open up the lines here in just a minute. But one thing that I want to point out in this article here is that he does mention performance issues. And again, we're assuming that he was playing on PS4 Pro, even though that is not clearly mentioned here in this article. Again, I think a lot of people just don't remember the PS4 Pro, and they just say PS4, and everyone just thinks it's all the same fucking thing. PS4 Pro has a little extra oomph in its fucking horsepower.
JJ Chili Dogs donated $1.99 through Super Chat. Buy the $100 UE and so we can see your reaction.
Well, not for that fucking lowball donation. I ain't buying shit. Less impressive was what I saw on the ground, okay? Less impressive was what I saw on the ground. Okay, this is, again, context here, coming from a guy that apparently played this game on PlayStation 4. What console, what edition of PlayStation 4, we don't know, okay? Based off of his wording here, it sounds like it's base PS4, but I don't believe that because Game Informer wasn't allowed to play base PS4 because I assume it wasn't there. And there's another guy here on YouTube, I can't remember his name, Something Zombies. I'm sure some of you guys are subscribed to him. He covers nothing but Dying Light 2, and he shared his impressions based on PS4 Pro. I don't think that Techland had the base PS4 available for anyone to play. There's no hands-on experience with base PS4. Now again, let's read this with that context in mind. Less impressive was with what I saw on the ground. As fun as it is to whack people in their faces with electric metal rods, there was some definite slowdown in combat. More outrageous were the random encounters I stumbled across with Peacekeeper NPCs fighting hordes of infected, only for character models to pop in and out of existence and teleport around the playable space. It's immersion breaking, but I suppose it is to be expected at this juncture. It's immersion breaking, the guy says. And again, I'm assuming, based off of what we have heard from other accounts, that this is PS4 Pro. And if this is doing this on PS4 Pro, then we have an issue out here. The elephant in the room needs to be discussed, and it needs to be addressed. This is the reality right out here, folks. This is what I've been trying to tell you. Now, of course, we're waiting some clarification here. I have tweeted the author, and I hope we can get some clarification on that, but I don't think we will, and I'm not holding out hope. But if we do, I'll let you guys know. Because in this article, he doesn't mention base PS4, and he also doesn't mention PS4 Pro.
Chaz UBCS donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Dying Light 2 is going to be a huge blunder and another black eye in this ever-dying industry.
Well, I certainly hope not.
Why hope?
I certainly hope not.
I did there?
I certainly hope not.
Triangular flag
yeah,
on
I
post.
certainly hope not, because you look at this and you start to wonder what is going on here. Look at this. No one figured this one out, did they? No, they didn't. See, I was the first to tell you guys this, the first to show you this, because no one else wanted to do the research because they don't care. Okay, but I went back and I said, holy shit, what are we doing here? Is this really base PS4? Because that's what Techland is claiming. They're claiming that they captured this on base PS4. I don't believe that. I honestly do not believe that. If this game runs better than what it does, because again, if you go to the Dying to Know episode 5, it literally runs worse than base PS4. So you tell me how this makes any sense. None of this is connecting in a way that makes sense. Either someone didn't render this video out properly, or the game was absolute shit back on December 6th whenever they captured that footage. Because if you're telling me that the 2013 hardware is running more impressively than that footage in Dying to Know episode 5, we have a massive red flag on our hands. And maybe the PC version is the version that no one, is actually barking about. Because again, we do know that if you want ray tracing at 1080-60, you're going to need a 3080. That is a fact based off of the specs. So if you can't connect the dots here based off of what was said, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? It's not about me being impatient. It's about things not adding up at this point. Okay? No one's being clear on what they're talking about. Even the lead designer didn't reply to World Class. Dude, I ain't no hater. I don't want to see this fail. Okay? You send me a shirt, I'll wear it every fucking day. You send me a poster, I'll promote the fucking shit out of the game, okay? I'm not a shill, but I'm also not a hater, okay? At the end of the day, I want this to succeed. At the end of the day, we have no hard feelings against Techland. But I am very concerned with this game, and I am very concerned about the legitimacy of what we are being told and what we are being shown. It's... Can we just clarify? Base PS4, PS4 Pro. Base PS4, PS4 Pro. There is a difference. There is a difference. Do you want me to bring up the Sony presentation to show you what the differences are? Do you not remember that there's not a difference? Because there is a difference, even if you don't think that there's a difference, there is a difference. The PS4 Pro is leaps and bounds better than base PS4. There's a 3-year gap between when the PS4 first came out and when PlayStation 4 Pro came out in 2016. So if you really assess this in a way that makes sense, it is concerning. Hey guys, we have nothing to hide, but let's not pull the curtain back fully. Hey guys, we have nothing to hide, but let's not pull the curtain back fully. Hey guys, we have nothing to hide, but let's not pull the curtain back fully. We know you've invested your hard-earned money into our product, but you know what? We're just not ready to pull the curtain back fully, even though you have your hard-earned money invested into our product. Stay tuned and have a great night. You know, I mean, really? Really? Hey guys, welcome to the show. We're not just ready to show you everything, but we do have a sneak peek. We know that you have your hard-earned money invested into this show, into our product rather, but we're not going to show you it fully, as we're not going to pull the curtain back in a way that makes sense. We're going to stop it halfway and show you 20 seconds of footage with 11 cuts, and we're also going to show you the same footage that we showed you on PC. And we hope you love it. Stay tuned and have a safe drive home. You know, I mean, really? Damn! You have to wake up! Because the next Cyberpunk 2077 is upon us! Just because they are telling you what you want to hear means check shit. It means check shit. It means check shit. And as soon as you wake up and smell that coffee, believe me, the better off you are going to be. And if my microphone was too loud, no one told me. So I don't know what to tell you. But I'll tell you this, folks. We're going to go ahead and open up the lines right here. With all of that said, if you missed out on that, too bad, because I'm not going through it again. 818-284-4568. So no, you can't sit there and say there's no evidence, because I have it all lined up right there for you, okay? I have it all lined up right there for you. And you guys can't handle that reality check. You're like, oh, Michael, that's the horse pill that you want me to swallow there, mister? You're insane. Look at this dude. He's out there in the freezing cold weather. What's he doing? Hello, you're on the air. No. I am not in the mood for stupid callers. If you're a stupid caller, do not call into my show.
Knight donated £2 through Super Chat.
Oh, Lord. I do not have time to play games out here. It is freezing cold. Some of you guys don't know what cold is because you were born and raised in California. It doesn't get cold out in California. The lowest is probably, 40? That isn't cold. Believe me, if it were 40 out here, I'd have the shorts on, okay? That's the reality of the situation. And that's what you need to know. We are opening up the lines right here, 818-284-4568. Now is your opportunity to call in and say you got a bone to pick with World Class. Now is your opportunity to say, you know what, Michael, maybe you have something here. Or to say, you know what, Michael, maybe you don't know what you're talking about here. I hope that this game doesn't turn out to be the next Cyberpunk. But there's no reason to believe otherwise at this point. In fact, there's more reason to believe that it will at this juncture, at this fork in the road. Just 20 days until release as the game launches in February 4th, to be more specific, which is, of course, next month. And if you guys cannot call in, we're going to seriously consider wrapping this show up, because I have gone through my points. I thought we were going to open up the lines again to have this back and forth discussion, but seemingly no one cares. And that's the entire problem with this industry. No one cares. But then they start barking when they've already, bought the game and they can't get a refund on their game, and Techland has their money, okay? That's what happened with Cyberpunk. Now, luckily, there was a refund process, but most people didn't even do it because they said, who cares? Who cares? They didn't care enough to care. That's the problem in here. They don't care enough to care, okay? So what do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to tell you? That I'm wrong? That Dying Light 2 is going to be a masterpiece and Techland isn't lying? That, you know what? They're not CD Projekt Red. How do I have a reason to believe that? They're telling us what we want to hear. They are telling us what we want to hear, but they're not showing us what we want to see. They're telling us what we want to hear, but they're not showing us what we want to see and what we, at this point, need to see. Okay, when you can't even respond to my question, legitimate concern, based off of, I don't know, Like, that's just bullshit. Hello, you're on the air.
Monk donated £2 through
Yeah,
Super
hello,
Chat.
you're on the air.
I hear they might do Xbox One gameplay this month.
Yeah, but we should not be waiting for base Xbox One footage, okay? The fact that that wasn't in there is very, very concerning, and they have no answers for you. They have no answers for you other than it's coming. No. That's a game, and we don't need to be playing that game. That is a game that they want to play, and they want to, make sure you stay put. They want to make sure you stay put and don't leave. But as soon as they show that, they're afraid that people are going to run out, and they don't want that happening. They want you to keep that pre-order locked in. That's what that's all about. Hello, you're on the air.
Oh yeah, after that last Dying to Know episode, I canceled the pre-order because that was just laughable. The console gameplay that they showed off. So,
it was a spit. It was a spit in the face, and I cannot believe some people are satisfied with that. I cannot believe that some people are legitimately satisfied with that. You know what I mean? It is really so incredibly sad how people just sit there and they say, you know what, the 20 seconds was good enough for me. Really? The 20 seconds was good enough? Are you freaking serious? And not only that, on top of that, there's 11 cuts within the footage. And now that I've done the research because no one else was willing to do it, look at this. They've reused scenes that they've already shown off. I mean, you have to be kidding me. This was their opportunity to show us something new. This was their opportunity to say, hey, it doesn't run like shit on PS4. And they didn't sell us that idea that they want you to believe. They didn't show us. They talked, and everyone bought into it hook, line, and sinker.
They love to talk, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah, no, like I said, after that, and I've seen so many comments that people say, "Oh, it's fine, more is coming." That's the constant. What people say, more is coming.
We should, at this point, we should not be waiting for more console footage. It should have all been laid out right in there at the final episode. That was the final impression for Dying Light 2 before the game launches, and now they're going to skip Daddle and Fadoo around the whole fucking situation until it's closer to February 4th because they don't want those pre-orders to get canceled. Guys, 2013 hardware, Dying Light 2, you really think that this game's going to run well on that hardware? There's no chance. But you know what? Sometimes you have to show the reality of the situation. Because I'll tell you what, if they were to come out with unedited PS4, base PS4, truly unedited base PS, and I know this is never going to happen, but in the fantasy world, if Techland was actually transparent and they cared about their customers, if they came out with unedited base PS4 footage and they showed me bugs and they showed me the performance issues, you know what? I would buy the game based off of the principle that they said, holy shit, we actually care enough and we're confident enough to show you this. We're not hiding it from you. Because when they hide and when they sit there and beat around the bush and dance around the reality, the elephant in the room, well, then that's more concerning than actually showing the realities. I mean, we know it's 2013 hardware, and we're not asking for a game to run perfect on 2013 hardware. But when you're not showing it in a way that makes sense and you're pulling that curtain only halfway back, we have a problem. And there's no communication. There's no communication. No one cares. Be patient, Michael. Be patient, Michael. Oh, but there's no Xbox One footage. Oh, no one cares about that either. So I guess Xbox One players are just discriminated against because they just don't matter, right? Because they're poor. I mean, get the fuck up out of my face with that shit. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's so ridiculous. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree with that. I mean, after seeing all that, like I said, I'm going to wait till launch and reviews to see how it runs because I'm not. My pre-order is done. I'm like, you opened my eyes. Honestly, you opened my eyes to the reality situation.
Yeah. I mean, look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it runs great day one, and if it does, I'm buying the sumbitch because I need something to play, and I'm not playing Elden Ring. So, that's the reality.
Oh yeah, like I said, the game's not going anywhere. Day one, so I can still buy it if it turns out.
Well, I mean, they're supporting this game for the next 5 years, so yeah, it certainly isn't going anywhere, and they got plenty of time to fix it because they're supporting it for the next 5 years. So they don't have to finish this day one, and it's probably not going to be finished day one.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, why is it pre-order when I can just wait and see?
Exactly. Exactly.
But all right, Michael.
Hell yeah, bro. We appreciate you. Hello, you're on the air.
Okay, so Michael stuff, you are right. Dying Light 2 is going to be a huge and major failure.
I hope not.
Yes, I hope so too.
No, I hope not. I don't hope that it's going to be a failure. I know some people think, it's all doom and gloom around here. Look, I'll pre-order the game based, just to piss some of these people off in here that think I'm haters. Like, I want this to succeed. I'm asking for transparency, and apparently that's I crossed the line.
Yeah. I think it would. Hopefully, it's not, but I hopefully think that it's going to be good on PS4 because we've only seen PC gameplay. Nothing on PS4 is not verified.
And they're recreating or reusing. I mean, who really knows what's happening with this? But clearly, it's a spit in the face. It's an insult to my intelligence because now. And I'm sure there's more scenes that you can probably find if you really want to go back. I mean, I just went back to the other episodes and I found these, but. It's just like, really, we're showing you things that you've already seen. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I don't.
Yeah, like they're showing us game shows, but they're just.
It's like, why are you comparing PS4 to PC? I mean, these aren't in the actual video. I made this whole fucking thing right here, but
yeah.
I don't get it. And actually, base PS4 looks better than PC. I don't know what's going on with that, but look at the graphs right here. Literally, base PS4 looks better than PC. That's why I don't believe this is base PS4. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Like this literally looks, the top right there from the PC looks literally worse than the base PS4. So you can't tell me that base PS4 is going to outshine PC. Like, there's no way on God's green earth that that's even possible.
Yeah.
Yet it seemingly looks better. I don't understand. At least that grass part does.
This is just going to be another Cyberpunk situation.
Well, I hope it's not, man. I hope it's not. And, if we're still out here next week at this time talking about this, there's just major red flags. And I hope people start to wake up and say, you know what? Maybe this guy is onto something out here. I'm not saying cancel your pre-order. It's your choice. Do what you want with your money. Keep it locked in if you feel you want to keep it locked in. But at the end of the day, if this comes out and it's a huge, colossal failure and it's everything that I thought it was going to be in terms of performance and issues and all that stuff on those older consoles, well, then maybe come back to the show and apologize because, these fanboys, they're just so brainwashed and they think I'm a hater. They think I'm attacking the game, and it's not what we're doing. It's we care. Clearly, we're out here in literally 22-degree Fahrenheit weather, okay? If I didn't care, I wouldn't be out here.
Yeah.
This shit's becoming slushy-ized. Yeah, hell yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate you for calling in. Let's see if we got any other callers here. I think we got another caller on the line waiting. Hello, you're on the air.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
It can be, but how much are you going to pay for a hamburger?
Free.
Well, we're going to get you off the line. You got nothing to say. You're wasting my time out here. That I know that I can tell you. I don't know when this computer is going to go haywire because yesterday it went haywire because it got too cold. I think the CPU will literally freeze. Nonetheless, hello, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, hello, you're on the air.
I just joined in. I want to say talking about Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered the game when it first had pre-orders out. And honestly, I'm pretty nervous as well, with the same reasons of what you have about, PCs not being able to run these certain games. And, I don't have a lot to talk about. It's like my first time calling on air. But, I think that it's hopefully going to be good because I've had really good memories of Dying Light 1, especially the following DLC. But yeah, with all your explanation and reasoning going on, at first I kind of saw you as like, oh, okay, it's just another hater. But then I started looking into more of your videos, and I noticed that it's kind of true. And especially with all the delays going on, it was supposed to sound like it was supposed to come out in 2019, and then now 2020, and then 2021,
Buffy and
2022.
Angel
It
Clips
seems like
HD
they
donated £5
really just
through Super Chat.
screwed up, and I think they're trying to make this a rushed game, and I don't want them to rush this type of game.
Yeah, the big question I have is this game was supposed to be out, initially in December of last year. And we still have no gameplay of Xbox One. Like, this game was supposed to be out in December of 2021. And we're still waiting 19 days from release for promised more gameplay footage coming. Why do we have to wait when this was supposed to be out in December and when it went gold in, late November?
Yeah, it's stupid. Okay, hold on. Guys, I didn't play Dying Light.
Well,
when I
don't
was
listen to the
little,
chat.
right?
Don't listen to the chat. Don't listen to the chat. They're crazy.
I mean, it's funny though.
Well,
it's
it could be
Oh,
funny,
it's
but it gets crazy too. Hell yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate you for calling in, man. We're gonna move the wheels. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Take care. Hello, you're on the air. Well, that guy hung up because he's not ready, so we're going to go to someone who is. Hello, you're on the air. Well, maybe another person who is not ready, so we're going to go to someone who is. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, hello, you're on. You love it, don't you?
Hello, you're on
You
the
love
air.
it. You can't get enough of it. Nope, we're going to go to someone who's ready to talk. You ain't ready. Broken record.
Hey, you know what I think it is? I think that we are old school fucking gamers, all right? And these new cats, they don't know how it was back in the glory days of fucking gaming. I mean, you literally have PlayStation shills. They think that the PlayStation 5 has better graphics than the PC. They say that PC got no games, PlayStation is all the exclusives. Listen, I'm an old head gamer. If you said you were pulling up to my hood, you better have a controller on you because we're gaming.
I agree. Hell yeah.
And it just makes me sick. I mean, you know, look at the PC gameplay. The grass ain't even moving, bro. You know,
It literally looks worse than the supposed base PS4 footage, and that doesn't make any sense.
Base
that literally does not make any sense. Even if the PC footage is an old build, it doesn't make sense that the base PS4 would look literally superior.
No way. And you know, there is no transparency. And they did this shit on purpose. Oh, PS4 Pro. Like, you're a pro because you spent some more money. And that's what it's about. It's about money. You're better if you spent the money. You're better if you have these new consoles.
Yep.
You don't get the gameplay on your old fucking consoles. You know, all you old school gamers, fuck you. You know, you don't get the game. You don't get to see how it runs.
It's so funny because the lead designer, who I did tweet because I'm looking for transparency and I'm not going to get it, of course, but he has said in this Gamers Radar article that, quote, we have created something nice and so we want the whole world to see it. You know, it's like, okay, if that's true, if you want everyone to see it, if you want to blow it wide open and pull that curtain back fully, then why are we still having this concern for the game just 19 days out? You know, I mean, none of what they're saying adds up. They can tell you what you want to hear so you don't move and leave and don't cancel your pre-order, but if they're reluctant to show the game for a reason, it's as clear as day. It's not me being impatient. I know more gameplay is coming, but based off of that sneak peek, don't have any fucking hope. Because it's going to be edited, it's going to be doctored, it's going to be showing you what you want to see. And again, in this Games Radar article, he's talking about performance on the ground. And when they showed off that footage of the zombies roaming around at night on base PS4, I didn't believe that either. It went way too smooth. And I'm not saying it's impossible to have a game, you know, smooth, but it just doesn't add up, in my opinion, in my estimation.
Listen. I could tweet that I knocked out Floyd Money Mayweather. That don't mean it's true, man.
Exactly.
Even though, you know, but with how angry I am, I feel like I could. You know, I did win Golden Gloves at my local boxing gym. I will say that.
Holy shit! Well, we know you can go 12 rounds, man. We know you can go 12 rounds.
That's right. But I ain't going 12 rounds with Dying Light. Fucking 500 hours of gameplay.
Oh.
No, thank you. I'm an old school gamer. All right. All right, turn the wheel. Let's keep it moving, bro. We got to expose Techland for what they are, brother.
Hell yeah, bro. Appreciate it. Hello, you're on the air.
It is so sad for PC gamers wanting to spend around $2,000, $3,000 just to play like 2 games, basically. And then they say that, oh, no, it's just amazing. No, it's not that much better than a console, okay? Just stop, PC gamers. You're crazy. And look at all this inflation. You really want to buy that $400 graphics card? I remember just like 2 years ago, they were like $200 or $300. It's insane. And I know this
it's not going to get any better anytime soon. I mean, it's really not.
And it's just insane. These people want to say, just buy a new console or just buy a new PC. The only way I was able to get a PC was with Biden giving up all that money.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, that's just the reality. These gamers today are entitled, they're privileged, and they come from a place of privilege, and they're, surrounded by things that a lot of other people can't have, and they can't see it from outside of their echo chamber. It's just the way it is, and as such, they bully people that just do not have what they have, and then they say it's not Techland's fault, it's your fault because you don't have the money to get better hardware. That's what they said for me about Cyberpunk and all this other stuff.
It's your fault the game doesn't work.
Yeah. It's somehow our fault, but we didn't. It's like we didn't develop the game. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just sad how these fanboys resort to that kind of attacking when you spit the truth, you spit the facts, no cap out here, and they can't handle it. So.
Well, Michael, I was watching your streams, let's say about half a year ago, and I was becoming a PC fanboy somewhat, and I was thinking like PC gaming so much better than console. But when you showed me and talked about the price points and stuff like that on your stream, like I just started to think about it, and you helped me see that more.
I mean, it's true. Like, why would I want to go out and spend like $2,000 on the PC rig that might get me to the PS5 level, might keyword there, when I can literally spend $400 on a PS5 digital edition, of course, if I could find one, and literally get next gen right there for that fucking price. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Now, obviously, that's a fantasy land to find a PS, 5 at this point, but it is what it is.
Also, PS4 is kind of holding gaming back. I mean,
well, I don't know.
I understand.
I don't know about that. I mean. But it's a business. I mean, in this Games Radar article, I got to find something. That bottle got frozen. It is fucking cold out here, and I'll tell you what, folks. I just wish people realized, the reality of how we do this show. But nonetheless, it is what it is. So, I think somewhere in this article here, they talk about how he says, of course, and I quote, "Of course, we can do even more on the new consoles and especially on PC. But there's also the business considerations, and you want your game to reach as many people as possible, not only because of the business stuff, but because it really feels good, like we have created something nice, and so we want the whole world to see it. If we just waited for the next gen, that would have seriously limited the number of possible gamers, so I don't know." So it's a video game business. I get it, I understand it, but I think sometimes that is an excuse. There's plenty of games that run surprisingly well on that 2013 hardware. Look at Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, that game runs. It's open world, a lot of complex shit going on. They pulled that off, but then again, Rockstar, they're wizards, right? So.
And Battlefield 5, that game, I swear, when I first looked at it, I mean, it just looked amazing,
Right.
And also, the state of gaming is dying somewhat because of the internet, and now it's just, we can put it out and fix it in a couple months. No, I want the game to be complete. I remember back in the day, I know there's glitches and stuff, but they were a lot more complete, and you could just put your disc in the console, the Xbox 360, and just play it. Of course, you couldn't save it, the data, but you could just play it.
Yeah, even back in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, I mean, that was still a reality. We're not even talking about like Super Nintendo or something like that. We're talking about, even just back then, that was still a thing. You put the disc in, and there you go. The game plays. But now it's a totally different. It's a far cry from where we're at today. So, hell yeah.
Well, thank you for being a pretty good YouTuber,
bro. We appreciate
and exposing the PC game live.
Hell yeah, bro. We appreciate you, man. Alrighty, folks. The callers have seemingly dried up. We have gone through everything here, and we might be thinking about winding this one down here today because it is incredibly cold. And icicles have formed all over the body. In fact, this bottle that we were drinking out of is like literally ice. Okay, it's literally ice out here. I'm not pulling your chain, man. Hello, you're on the air.
Bloop, bloop, I am under the water.
All righty. Thanks for calling into the wrong show. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Michael, I think that they're just having trouble marketing the game because it's so long. It's over 500 hours. I think it's just hard to market.
I don't know why people are hung up on that 500 hours thing. I mean, man, they really got you guys going with that. I mean, dude, you're probably going to be climbing towers in this game for 500 hours. Like, no one wants, and that's another thing that I have never discussed with this game. It's like, what am I going to be doing within the amount of allocated time that supposedly the runtime is? Am I going to be climbing towers like a Ubisoft game?
Reviews.
Because if that's the case, this game is not something that I want to play. So.
Oh, it's definitely going to be like that.
Well, then I don't know what they think they have on their hands here because it seems like they have another generic open-world Ubisoft clone that should have came out a long time ago, and it would have been more relevant a long time ago because, again, the zombie fad has come and gone. I mean, you could still pull off a great zombie game, but you got to do it in a way that makes sense. I mean, so, again, if they're just going to take that standard cookie-cutter open-world formula and copy and paste it here in Dying Light 2, that is going to be disappointing. I mean, the big kicker here for this game was like every decision matters, and every decision is going to impact the story, and we don't know how ultimately that is going to play out in the big picture. And I have a feeling that that has been really dumbed down and simplified in an unfortunate kind of manner.
Have they given an update on that?
Hell, well, I mean, they've talked about it here and there, but again, they're talking. They're talking and talking and talking, and it's like, we understand how this game works because CD Projekt Red told us it runs surprisingly well on console as well, right? Remember that tweet? I'm sure I can find it if I had time, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. They're telling you what you want to hear. I need them to show me at this point. Like, they should start showing because that would potentially boost pre-orders. But I think they're just scared. They're so reluctant, man. It's like, guys, well, we don't need to see more of the game. Spoilers? No, it's not a spoiler matter. You can show the open world mechanics without showing any spoilers, man. Stop making excuses and start barking. The sooner they show off the gameplay, the better of a position that they're in. But again, if we're still having this conversation next Saturday, it is not looking good, okay? This coming week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they need to give us an update on when this freaking console gameplay, more of it is coming, and, just start coming through in a way that makes sense because the waiting game is getting very annoying, and not only that, but it seems like they have something to hide. And the more time that progresses and the less they have to show for, the more apparent that becomes.
Yeah, I think you're right, but they don't really have to be transparent. Everyone's going to pre-order.
Well, they don't. Yeah, they
There's a drought
don't.
Right now.
They don't, and I'm surprised they did even this. You know what I mean? I'm surprised they even pulled the curtain back halfway. But again, I'm questioning the legitimacy of this base PS4 footage that they supposedly captured it on. I really don't believe that.
Yeah, there's no way that's PS4. There's no way.
I don't think there is. I really don't think there is, to be honest. But
it looks like 60 frames.
Yeah. And that doesn't make sense. Now, if it's PS4 Pro footage, it makes a little bit more sense because the PS4 Pro can probably lock in at 30 frames. But the base PS4 is going to have a little bit of a harder time, especially in those areas that we have not seen. We haven't seen the city areas. We haven't seen other areas where it's a lot more clustered in terms of more zombies on the screen and more things happening and all of this sort of stuff. So, they're showing us the same old areas that they've been showing us. They're showing us what we want to see and to try and convince people that it runs great. Again, if this is the statement that, don't worry, there's nothing to hide, then why are we still waiting for base Xbox One footage? Why are we still waiting for them to pull the curtain back fully, and we don't even have a specific date on when that console gameplay is coming? It's not me being impatient. It's just like, bro, you can't say one thing and then not follow up with that in a way that makes sense. This was the last Dying to Know episode, and they didn't do anything. Like, we didn't get that satisfaction. Because if you actually care about how this game performs in any sort of stretch of the imagination, then you would have clamored for more. But instead what we got was literally 20 seconds of PlayStation 4 footage featuring 11 cuts, and they reused the same scenes that they shown previously in PC footage. It's ridiculous, it's inexcusable, and quite frankly, it's bullshit.
Is it because they're Polish? Maybe they're just stupid.
I don't know. But listen, we appreciate you for calling in. We're going to move the wheels. Thanks for calling in. We're going to go to the next caller here. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, hello, Michael. Just letting you know you should probably focus.
Don't know what he's talking about. So it's the reality of the situation. I'll tell you that, folks. It is the reality of the situation. We're going to try and wind this one down here today. I could go further, but, we've already discussed this fully. And the callers have seemingly dried up. And this bottle is literally frozen. To show you how cold it is out here, look at this. This was not like this when I first came out here. So it is incredibly cold out here, dangerously cold if you stay out here for too long without the proper layers on. It takes like 20 minutes for me to layer up, okay? So we're just giving you context of the show, and no one is calling in, so we might have to wind this one down in a way that makes sense. It is just the reality of the situation. you know, the longer this continues to progress, the longer the more concerned we become, and that is unfortunate. So let's recap here before we close this one out, folks. We're trying to get some clarification on this article. He says he had 30 minutes or so with Dying Light 2 on PS4, but did not clarify if it were PS4 or, base PS4 or PS4 Pro. So hopefully we can get a word back on that. Don't think we will. And then that's the article that is in question there. Dying Light 2 shows that there's power to be squeezed from last-gen consoles. Yeah, if that's the case, then, it's just ridiculous. It really is so ridiculous. There's nothing to hide, guys. There's nothing to hide. Welcome. There's nothing to hide. And holy shit, this is absolute ice. There's nothing to hide, folks, but we're not going to pull that curtain back fully. Okay, if there's nothing to hide, then why not pull the curtain back in a way that makes sense? And again, that's the narrative. Nothing to hide, guys. Nothing to hide, but we can't show you the game running on base Xbox One. Be patient. Be patient. There's nothing to hide. We promise you that it's going to run great on Xbox One and great on base PS4. But we can't show you it just yet. Really? Because when you word that out, it doesn't really sound that believable, to be quite frank. And then again, you go back to the episode 5 of Dying to Know, the second to last episode, and this game runs like crap. Like, this is 30 frames per second, presumably PC footage. So why does the base PS4 footage literally look better than what they showed off on episode 5 of Dying to Know? It just doesn't make sense, folks, and we hope for the best. We really do, but at this point it is hard to have a mindset of this game is going to exceed our expectations or even meet those expectations when they're just so reluctant to show off Dying Light 2. But folks, that's going to do it for here today. This is the bitter lie of Dying Light 2. And we hope that they can turn that ship around before it is too late. If there's any updates that come along, we will break in. But that's going to do it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, and supporting the show. It's over!